as the fire starts to properly take hold and you're watching the papers burn, you're like, now it's time to go. You'll head towards the window just as you hear from outside the sharp yells of, hey, hey, and then kind of people start running down the street. Go to swear for a minute because it appears that you have you have been caught in the act, at least somewhat. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the stream of Chaos. My name is James, and I am the keeper for this game of Call of Cthulhu 7th Edition. We are playing Reign of Terror, which is a short campaign set around the French Revolution. And I'm here, as I always am, with this fine cast of people to play that adventure, and I'll get them to introduce themselves in just a moment. But first of all, I'd like to thank Web Captioner, Sirenscape, and Roll20, tools which we use to improve our games. Without further ado, let's jump across and get our friends to introduce themselves. Dave, you want to tell everybody about yourself and your character?
Do I ever? G'day, I'm Dave. I am playing Thierry Rigault, previously a sergeant, now a disgraced citizen. I've been clawed, I've been stabbed, I had a short bout with the White Plague, and I'm better for it.
Exactly. You've been through the wars, and short bout with the White Plague is I think you did very well at a very critical constitution roll to not end up dead. Thank you very much. Art, do you want to tell us about your character?
Yes. Hi, I'm Art. I just had to hit the start captioning button, as I do every week. One of these days, I remember. Hi, I play Martine Hugel, moonlighting. Jesus, both. Wow, what a slip. Moonlighting as her own husband, Joseph Hugel, accompanied by her sister, Therese, whatever the maiden name of that family was, who is pretending to be Martine. You're welcome.
Nice and simple.
Yep,
Perfect.
That's what you get.
No, that's good. Gaslighting, moonlighting. I suppose it's not technically moonlighting either because you also do it during the day. So I don't know. Who knows? Something.
Or I guess, yeah.
You're just pretending. I don't know. Anyway,
I'm role playing.
Exactly, role playing. There we go. Perfect. And Jackson.
Hey, that's me. I'm Jackson, and I'm playing Christophe Pressy, who is finally kind of made a bit of a name for himself in the new French army. And it was about damn time.
Yes.
But, not everything is quite as nice as it could have been.
No, not everything is as nice as it could have been, because in our last session, we started off the story in 1794, and our investigators ventured back down into the catacombs where the story began, only to find out that the good citizen, formerly Dr. Rigault, appeared to be involved in some kind of strange ritual, using specially marked skulls that would be being delivered from the guillotine down into the catacombs for some kind of vile ritual to summon the end onto Paris. The investigators were only able to escape Rigault thanks to the help of a strange creature who they encountered at the dawn of the campaign that was lingering around in the depths. And now they are wandering through and have just emerged in the south of Paris, near the Jardin Luxembourg, and they are ready to now try and take some kind of action. I believe the last time we were playing, the collection of you had decided that Renault, you were going to head across to the apartments alongside Hugel, and everybody else was a little too injured to try and take action. So, Pressy, you were going to try and seek medical attention for your...
I would like medical attention.
Absolutely.
I think, or as the French say, attention médicale.
Yeah,
Medicine.
very accurate.
I think, Renault was keen to get to the apartments as soon as possible, because ideally this is while Rigault is still stuffing about in the catacombs. But if we're short on numbers, and this guy is some flavor of dark wizard, I think we should probably wait until we all want to go.
Let's talk about the positioning of things in Paris for a second. I'm going to move everybody across to a map of the city.
Can't wait.
And I'm just going to get everybody to take a look at what's here.
Uganda even?
Pardon me?
What?
What?
I said a gander even.
A gander, exactly. So you can see down here at the bottom near the gardens the number 9. That is currently where the collection of you have emerged from the tunnels. So you've come up here and you're looking about your great deal of distance now from the Cimetière des Innocents, the entrance to the catacombs, which is up here at 11. The apartments of Rigault, which you have visited before, are up here at number 12. Now, we previously established, Hugel, that you live kind of around this area up here. So it's actually not too far from your home.
Slow down. Where was my joint?
So that would no Hugel's place.
Where was
Hugel is
that?
up here.
I have a house too.
Up just up here.
And
around
a wife, apparently. Question.
this top region up here. Can you see my ping?
I'm not seeing the ping. No.
Okay, in which case I will mark Hugel is just about up here. Oh, that I can see why that's not working.
Wrong line.
Just up here.
Yep. Go.
Whee!
Hey.
So that's
Brilliant.
me, or that's Ruth?
That's you.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Previously where we established your place to be.
Well, I mean, not that it's great, but base of operations just for first aid shit. My house is nearby. Yo.
Yeah, there's worse things. Mine's currently my place is not too far. Actually, I think I moved after everything went south, so I think I'm probably squatting somewhere in like the outer Paris.
You're probably actually in somewhere like Bourse, which is right in the center, kind of towards the like really crowded tiny apartments that are shared by like a dozen families all at once.
Yeah, cool. So where we emerged here at number 9, there is an entrance to the catacombs. It's presumably kind of secret. Do we now know that this exists? And we could
absolutely.
Use it in future?
You absolutely. It may be a little bit of a risk to try and venture into the catacombs, although you do at least seem to have some kind of temporary shaky alliance with the creatures down there. But yes, you can enter the catacombs here, and you can only presume that there are many other entrances scattered throughout the city. It'll just be a case of finding.
Okay.
So
Awesome.
the question is, do we head straight for Rigault's, or do we do some medical attentioning, like? Well, where would we go for medical attention? Is it like we go back somewhere and we spend some time recouping ourselves, or do we actually have to, like, is there a hospital we can go to?
So that's a really good question. The state of medicine and public care during the Terror is not spectacular, as you may have guessed. The best possible thing would be that you know a doctor, and you would go to them and ask them for help. You all do know a doctor. Unfortunately, they're probably not going to want to help you. Otherwise, you are all part of the military. Oh, sorry, not all of you. Renault, you are not. But the two of you are part of the military, which means there are military doctors that you could go to and you could try and get some treatment there. Unfortunately, that is both A, time-consuming because, there's a lot of people and there's a lot of work to do, and B, raises questions. So there's going to be a little bit of a discussion about what attacked you. You're going to have to do some paperwork, so to speak. Your final option is to genuinely just try and rest things out. You do not currently have a major wound, Pressy, which means that as you sleep and go through, the day, you will slowly begin to recuperate. And if you take a hit, unless it outright kills you, because I believe you have very low hit points, you're not okay, so yeah, maybe you will go down to single hit.
Yeah.
Whereas it's actually Renault who's in really dire straits. Renault, currently, if you take even a single point of damage, you need to make a constitution check to stay conscious. And it's because you literally you're bleeding from the throat and you've wrapped stuff around to keep your blood in you. You're looking very pale.
I'm eager to rock and roll though.
Well,
Fantastic.
I will insist that we seek medical attention from one of these military doctors.
I mean, I'm not military. They're not going to tend to me anyway.
They will if I tell them to.
It would be a check, but you could probably convince them to. It would take some kind of social persuasion, though.
there's the alternative of my apartment is quite close to Dr. Rigault's. We could go there and rest for a short time before.
I would like to
making our
stay
next-
clear of that area for now.
Well, it's where I live, so I don't really have a choice.
You can come with us.
I don't think it's the best idea to involve the rest of the militia in what is going on. Call it a hunch.
Okay, we know he's going to die. He needs help now. I am taking him.
Okay, I will help you.
Renault's sort of like protesting, but I think properly blood loss is being said. He's like very pale, and I think I sort of like push you off a little bit and try and just walk off, and I stumble against the graves.
Yeah,
and
I think that's enough to be like, Hugo will just like do that
relent.
right under the arm kind of thing.
What I am going to do
Keep him
though
up.
is before we go, I've got like a crudely drawn map of Paris on the one side of the blackboard. On the other, I'm going to put down 14 hash marks. Approximately how long did we think we had, Jim? Like they were like in a matter of days the prophecy
6
will
days,
be
I
fulfilled.
think.
Like
Yeah,
is
so
that it?
well, there is a
Festival of the-
celebration. Oh, sorry, I interrupted you there.
Nope, I was just gonna pretty much read off my notes, which is what you're about to tell us. So please.
There is a celebration coming up called the Festival of the Supreme Being, which is the sort of authorized state religion of Paris and France at large at this time. If you were trying to get the numbers up of executed people, you would do it during that festival. So, you would expect that it's going to be complete on that day.
And when's that? How many days away? Approximately.
That is 6 days away.
Okay. I put down like 6 big hash marks on the blackboard just so that we can keep track of the passing of time and know that we are on the clock. But then I relent and I allow myself to be escorted wherever we need to go.
Okay, fantastic.
Actually, just out of interest, because I don't think, like, because I've just said I've gotten up and like you're using me as a support. I don't think Joseph is as big as you expected. And you're actually holding on to them.
Interesting there.
Don't know if that's something you'd pick up, but I just was like, yeah, that'd be very odd.
Is there some kind of check you think would be appropriate here, either of the two of you?
I mean, I imagine a spot hidden against a disguise. Well, I mean, Jess is pretty good at disguising, but I assume spot hidden.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I can spot hidden. I'd also my guess would be that this is the result of not eating enough rather than anything more confusing.
Okay, right. In which case, make a spot hidden check.
I'll just say like a success notices it. That's not bad.
Okay, yeah. So why don't you tell us what you detect then, Renault?
I mean, it's Hugo that I'm noticing it off of, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I don't know what there is to see.
Hugo, what do you think?
I would imagine it's probably not so much C, but like it's the like if someone has got your arm over them and you're like in quite close proximity, you're like, this frame is smaller than I was expecting.
Yeah.
And also like proportionally a bit different, I would imagine. It's just one of those things where it's like, hang on a sec. Also no stubble, like no 5 o'clock shadow, absolutely nothing.
Yeah. And
Like,
we've been kind of
very-
stuffing about for a while.
Yeah, so it would just be like those little things you might pick up on.
I think I am, like, now that the adrenaline's worn off and I'm in a lot of pain and a little bit delirious, I think I reach into my jacket and I have like I imagine flasks. It wouldn't be like hard liquor, it'd be more like some sort of half-rotten wine or something, and take a big slug of that. And I just like look at Hugo and I swing across, I look at Pressy and the other arm, just like... And then I just continue on. Nothing to be said.
Nothing more. Okay, fantastic. So what we're going to assume then is we're going to assume that the other 2 soldiers that are with you are going to spread off, and they're going to return to their homes. They're going to attend to some of the sort of business that would have been part of your normal work, but you know how to get in contact with them if you need to. Of course, Beaumont, is not with us because he has most recently been attacked, so he will have
He
been
was
seeking.
relieved
Yes, he
of
was
his
relieved.
post to receive medical attention.
Exactly. So meanwhile, the collection of you are going to move towards the Committee of Public Safety, towards the center of Paris, which is where the government is essentially run out of. And this building is filled with all kinds of, bureaucratic machinery. It is also an assembly point for the army. It's relatively near where the guillotines are used, so there are crowds that will pass by here. It is also, of course, the home of the terrifying porteurs d'ordre, or the carriers out of orders, otherwise known as the secret police, run by Heron, Robespierre's bulldog. So it's a bit of a tense location.
Could you mark this on the map?
Absolutely, that's a good idea. Where is it?
Just even as approximate, so we know a region to kind of.
Sure. It will be. It is generally in this kind of vicinity, around the north side of the center of Paris. Probably a little further over here.
I'll mark a. I'll write something on it. So it was sort of
Thank you very much. I'll just double check that I don't have I have a specific location given for it.
Oh, good. I mean that serves my.
Okay, perfect.
Purpose.
Great. So the collection of you then are approaching, and it's starting to slowly get towards dawn as you arrive. But the city wakes up quite early, especially at this time when, already the markets will be full of people, which means that already guards need to be patrolling around. So even though the dawn is just starting to break, people are already bustling around the streets. You can head inside the Committee of Public Safety. You would have some kind of pool here. There would be officers that you were aware of, Pressy, and you can start to lead people through. Now, I'd like you to make for me a general, I'm thinking a credit rating check, otherwise a persuade or an intimidate. And this is you kind of using your authority saying treat, first of all, treat me. Second of all, treat Renault. And third of all, don't ask questions.
Well, I'm not great at those. I am good at charm.
You are good at charm.
We need
The problem here is that I don't. This is kind of you are stepping out of the sort of casual situation. I'll tell you what. Maybe you have made a friend over the time that you have been working here for the past few years. Why don't you make me a retroactive charm check? And this can be, symbolic of maybe you met someone when you were on campaign in the Vendée. But I am going to make this charm check hard because it is sort of, would you be able to pull this off? And it's not exactly what I think the skill would be. The best kind of skill would be required.
A hard charm check is going to be 1 point harder than a credit rating check.
Okay.
But it would amuse me to come up with a new NPC that we can lean on. So why don't we go for that?
All right, brilliant. Hit us with a charm check.
All right. I am so goddamn charming.
Oh, unfortunately, you are not. So you start to sort of go through and kind of, we'll say that your dear friend, Monsieur, can you make up a name? On the top of your head, as I put you on the spot?
Not French. Jean-Paul.
You've got one.
Gaultier.
Jean-Paul Gaultier. Jean-Paul Gaultier is not around, unfortunately. He hasn't been born yet. So,
Love you looked at me and went, make up a French name. I'm like, Monet?
just a little, just put you on the spot.
Yeah.
So, the collection of you, you can order people to kind of treat you, and you can get some medical attention because you are a soldier. At the minute, though, there will be some notice taken, so people will be asking what exactly went on, and no one will be willing to treat Renault. In fact, they probably won't let him inside.
I'm also belligerent where possible.
Okay.
So wherever I've been put down, I've slumped in a chair. I look completely destitute, and I've found a glass, and I'm just pouring myself wine from this sort of rank bottle.
You've also got a hacking cough because of your throat wound that everyone thinks is, tuberculosis. So they're very happy to stay far away.
And I'm just kind of glowering at anyone who comes particularly close.
Huguel, what's your charm skill?
Charm?
Yeah.
Persuasion?
Okay.
Fucking aces.
Well, you could. I don't think that you can help provide a bonus die to the charm roll then, but you might be willing to push the roll using your persuasion skill. anything that you can think of here, if you push the roll, the issue will be that you properly draw attention to the situation, and people will be wondering why a hero of the revolution came in with a wounded veteran.
Very good. My question is it going to be a hard persuade or just a standard persuade?
It will be a standard persuade.
All right, I'm willing to do that. Although can I spend luck, or am I pushing?
You would be functionally pushing the roll. So this would be, you've got Pressy has come in and tried to convince everybody and is sort of failing to find anybody that that he knows. Keeps saying, is Jean-Paul in? No, Jean-Paul's not in. What about Jacques? Is Jacques in? Jacques on holiday. What about Pierre? Oh, Pierre's dead. Okay, well.
Pierre was guillotined by the secret
how well
police.
Do you know Pierre?
Yeah.
You friendly with Pierre?
Look, I mean, heck, if it's just gonna make more trouble for us, fuck it, let's do it. I'm just gonna go up and sort of like tap someone on the shoulder and be like, excuse me, I'm very sorry, but the citizen assisted us in our investigation, or in something, whatever.
Yep.
Tell me he fought in the revolution. Tell him he was at the Bastille.
The citizen valiantly jumped in when we were outnumbered and assisted us. I know he's not part of the militia, but if we can do anything to assist him, it would be fantastic. Distinctly not mentioning the revolution or fucking anything.
Okay. You sort of brush Pressy aside.
Like, sure.
Okay, make for me your persuasion check. We'll see how it goes.
Did it? I clicked it.
Hard success. Okay,
very nice.
fantastic. That
I
is
did say
good.
I'm very good at persuading people.
All right, so with that and a sort of grudging kind of acceptance, the team of surgeons and doctors will come forward and they will agree to treat you. With a hard success, I'll also say that they start to ask some questions, and you are able to kind of allay them and say, oh yes, we'll put in all of the formal paperwork, we'll get all the information across in a few days. And they believe you because to do otherwise...
Or you just imply they were friendly with Pierre and they shut right up.
That would be an intimidate, I think.
Straight to the
Hugo
guillotine.
leans on the persuasive aspect of like, but of course we will submit the paperwork. There's just a few outstanding items we need to check before we do so. But of course they will all be put in as necessary. Just once we have all of the relevant information, we cannot fill out the paperwork if we do not have the relevant information, which we don't.
Of course.
It's all very true.
Fantastic. Okay. So I think that I'm trying to think if there's a character that is inside the game that I can use as a default kind of medicine check in place. Instead, I'm going to refer to the doctor investigator occupation, and I'm going to steal their actual credit rating range and use that as their doctor range instead. So can I get Rigault? Can you roll a D100 for me?
Yep.
To be treated.
Sure. Let's go.
Ooh, okay,
very
fantastic.
nice.
Yes, so no stress there. The doctors will be able to treat you, and they pack your wounds with gauze. Do you brush them away after just having got the sort of the critical thing, or do you let them give you like a full kind of dressing down?
No, I can tell that these people pulled strings for it, so I let them do whatever they need to do.
Okay, so you're probably there for like a good couple of hours, as are the rest of you. And over time, when you emerge, you kind of look a little more like yourself. There is a vague mote of that older Rigault that emerges. You've been cleaned up. You've been bandaged. You look like you did. Maybe you had just valiantly served when you got your medal from the king so long ago, and when it happened, you were all bandaged up in a similar way. So you're a little puffy with medical equipment, but your major wound is removed, and you can heal for 1d3.
Baller. As soon as I step outside and look slightly like my old self, I grab the moldy duster from the thing, pull it on, pull the scarf up over my nose, and go back to looking like a grody civilian. I do not wish to look like my old self. I heal one. Hey!
You heal one. Fantastic. Meanwhile, I'll get
Oh.
Hugel. Have you been injured at all, or are you still fine? You've been injured.
Yeah,
All right.
I got a nice little. I think. Oh, if I remember correctly, I have a couple of like very nice gashes across my face and
That's
jaw.
right.
Hell
Yes.
yeah.
In which case, I'll get the two of you to also make a D100 roll, for substituting for the treatment you are receiving from the doctors.
Oh,
Okay, these doctors are
They're pretty
impressive.
good.
I'm pretty sure you guys are just using up all the
luck.
medicine
Let's
for me.
see.
Yep.
Oh, okay. I'm afraid that the French Revolutionary doctors do not extend that far. The doctor starts to go over your injuries, and they are devastating here.
Yep.
They are really serious, and you know some of the cuts are deep and appear to have been targeting vital areas. I'll tell you what. Would you like this doctor to push the roll? And I will let you select the pen. Okay, fantastic. Make the roll again.
I would like to live.
that.
Fantastic. Okay, with a failed push roll, I'll let you pick one of two outcomes. So you're actually taken into like a surgery room and laid down. And either the doctors are going to injure you further, bringing you literally to the cusp of death. And you will be kind of shrugging around as a gaunt ghost. Or as they are working, one of them is going to recognize that these wounds appear to have been largely made by a scalpel. And they are going to get so suspicious that one of them is going to decide to speak to a member of the secret police. And because it's so early and no one's around, Heron's going to be the only person nearby.
We don't have to be here for this, do we?
No, the two of you are in
Right.
different rooms. You've moved away.
Right.
If I decided to let them speak to the police, am I going to get healed?
Um,
Oh, that's out of the question.
mechanically, no.
All right.
You will not be healed, but
I
you
would
will
like
heal
to-
overnight. You can actually just rest, unlike Renault,
Okay.
who would have been pretty.
I
stunned.
would like to not die. Yeah, leave my hit points where they are, Jamie.
Okay, fantastic. In which case, you're bandaged up a little bit, but it's really not doing a lot. Like, and you notice the doctors seem a little bit hesitant. You sort of are asking for stitches, and they're kind of like, no, we'll just kind of like bandage this together. And then, just as you're thinking of sort of complaining, they all kind of start to leave the room, and you're in this small surgery room by yourself. And you hear the door open, and a very, very tall, lean man with an incredibly serious face, kind of long bags under his eyes, and an intense gaze, steps in, looks straight towards you. You would immediately recognize Louis Heron, Citizen Heron, the chief of the secret police, who fixes you with a gaze. And he says, Citizen Pressy?
Citizen Heron, I hope the morning finds you well.
Who injured you?
I was involved in an altercation in the catacombs. Did not get a good look at the attacker. I think he fled. One of the madmen, no doubt.
Fled into the catacombs.
We were moving bodies last night.
Right. You were not meant to, you were meant to guard the exterior, were you not? Why were you inside?
There was sounds of altercation inside, and I thought it best to investigate.
He says nothing and just kind of fixes you with this deep, penetrating stare. Can you make a fast talk check for me?
Oh, boy, can I.
Hope you have a lot of luck.
Oh my god, fantastic!
Oh. Spend a single point of luck, make it an extreme.
Oh, yeah. May I?
Absolutely. If you get an extreme success, lying
Heron
to
trusts
Heron.
me
Yeah.
implicitly. Does he?
He will. He will trust you
Excellent.
implicitly. Yeah,
Fantastic.
I mean, like he just sees you and goes, yeah, all right.
Sorry for doubting you.
Yeah.
Right. But Citizen Heron, I must ask. The Dr. Rigault was there that night. He would not tell me what he was doing. Do you know what duties brought him to the catacombs?
He kind of hesitates for a second, looks across you. He says, I do not know Rigaud's agenda. I do not know why he would have been at the catacombs.
Psychology.
Sure, make a psychology check.
That's fine.
Heron is like a flat brick. He is impossible to read. But the next thing he says rings with like a chilling edge, and as if it is as casual as anything, he just says, "No, we'll have him follow."
Très bon.
That is all, citizen. Thank you. And he turns on his heel and departs, casting a shadowy figure as he vanishes out the door. Well done.
Well,
that could have
gone
gone a lot.
That dude's a ghost.
Class.
Okay, so you'll be able to return and join your companions outside. You can see Renault now with the duster.
Wait, did I get to heal anything?
Oh, sorry. Yes, you would have healed the D3 with your success. Thank you for reminding me, Hugo.
And resting is just 1 hit point a day, right?
Resting is just 1 hit point a day.
Yikes. And we got 7 days to save the world.
6, probably
And
5
we-
now,
we
depending
burned a
on
bit of
whether
this
or
one.
not.
I need 7 days to be fully healed. So can we just push it back? Can we ask them to
A little bit of
reschedule?
time. So to be specific about what date it is, let's get these hours exacting. It was the night of June the 2nd when you were at the catacombs, and the festival is on June the 8th. So it will currently be the morning of June 3rd.
That's 5 days.
Yeah, well, it was 6 days from
Oh,
like midnight
Yeah.
yesterday.
by the time we finish this conversation, it'll be 4 days.
So was it? Sorry, which day was going to be was go time?
June the 8th.
And today is the 3rd.
Today is the morning
Putting
of the 3rd.
a very fancy calendar on the top of the map.
Fantastic. Okay.
All right.
So,
it is the 3rd today.
yes, it is the morning of the 3rd.
Big line through the second. Shit.
You should probably. If 8th of the 8th is the time that everything goes to shit.
Alright, shit.
Wait,
Wait,
hang
the
on.
8th. What the hell have I done
8th,
there?
the 8th of the
added
7th.
I've given us a sneaky month. 2 months actually.
It's like 7th of the 6th, 8th of the 6th. Maybe I don't know, go time or something. Because it's the evening of the 8th, yeah?
Well, the festival will be during the day. At
Oh,
that
motherfucker.
point, you don't really know, that it'll be happening. How long does it take to get enough heads? Who can say?
Yeah, okay. So then what we're actually saying is we've got 4 days and a prayer.
Yeah, really.
Great.
You were right. By the end of the conversation, Pressy, it would be 4 days.
What have we done?
Amazing.
So speaking of which, you've only got 3 days left. What's your plan? What would you like to do before tomorrow?
No, you can't say
Will we have are we considered to have rested as well as being healed, or is that something we still need to
You've
do?
caught you would have caught enough of a nap waiting in the chairs that you can go and do stuff if you would like, but you are not well rested by any sense. You will not be restoring additional hit points, but you're not pushing through the night.
Well, if we do need to rest, then most of the things we need to do, I assume would be better done under the cover of night. So perhaps resting either at our respective abodes or nearby, and then meeting somewhere to discuss what it is we want to do next.
I do not think we should split up between now and the 8th.
If we would
The
like
doctor
to.
has seen us. The doctor knows that we are working together. I don't think it would be wise to split up at this time.
Right. My house is small, but it is close to Rigault's. You are welcome there if you wish, so long as you do not mind dogs.
Rigault did not see you two, I think, inside the catacombs.
Not that you are aware of. You do not believe that these two were spotted.
Good. I must assume that I will be followed by him. But let us say that he too will be followed in turn.
So I was just looking at the location, the possible locations that I think you would have been, Renault, as well, inside, considering that you have moved. I think you would actually be up very close to Hugel, because Hugel previously was in one of those
Like a shitty
kind
little-
of shitty little apartments. So
Yeah.
you would probably be along like Rue Richelieu in one of those cramped things. So you would probably live right nearby. Which
Okay.
means that the two of you are actually quite near to
I mean, I would probably know where Renault lives because I have been sending food.
Absolutely, yeah. So you would know he's just around the corner. So is the plan then that the collection of you will be going to the north of Paris and trying to take some kind of rest up in those apartments?
Sounds good.
All right, fantastic.
And just
which
to,
case you
the couple of things that we thought we would look into were going to Rigault's apartment's definitely number one. There was also Heron and his like agents and stuff, and maybe if there's that. And now the other one that seems pressing is I reckon we get a look at the place where they're actually doing the executing. Right, the guillotines. He might have someone that's because he's getting these heads somehow. I doubt he's just walking up and saying, "Hey, can I have all these fresh heads if you're not using them?"
So-
I think he's probably got a contact there.
The note that I had. Sorry, go ahead.
No.
I was just saying the note that I have from last session was in all capitals, although I only write in capitals. Find the book.
Find the book.
He's got a book we need because that's
That'll be in the
Fenrig's
apartments,
book.
presumably.
Well, depends on whether or not he cares enough about it to keep it on him or not.
Does he, would we know, Jim, if he sees patients at his apartments? Or does he have a separate theater?
You would have, when you were there, you would have seen that he has an operating theater inside his apartments.
Okay.
He has a surgery room.
Okay,
Whether he's
well,
still
seems-
seeing patients, that's another
Sure.
thing. But yeah.
Okay.
Regardless, it would be best to try and get into his apartments when he's not there, so taking time to watch it work out when he is gone, and then taking that opportunity to get inside might be the safest.
But we must rest for this day at least.
Of course,
Perhaps we rest today and we watch the apartment tonight, and we go in as soon as he leaves for the morning tomorrow.
or in the night if he leaves in the evening at any time.
You could very well, yes.
Well, if you wish to follow me, I will show you where I live.
I'm planning to go back to my place, right?
Certainly,
Rather than
that
rather than
makes sense.
splitting up.
But no, I think it is wise that we do not split up.
And he would just be around the corner. Really, the houses are within
Yeah.
a few minutes of walk.
So, actually, I actually wouldn't mind keeping some distance between my family and everything going on. I think I'll nod and I'll go with them back to Hugo's.
Okay, fantastic. In which case, the three of you will walk along until at last you arrive at the edge of, the apartments that Hugel lives in. Along the way, you are passing through streets that are once again growing busier, but there is a different air of desperation than there was back in 1789. Walking
Yeah.
along these streets, you would see people who were, poor and destitute. And the people are still poor and destitute, even worse off in some cases. But there is almost a fanaticism in their eyes. They have to believe that things are going better. There is no alternative. If they didn't, they would be, executed at best, and at worst, their families hunted down and their entire, existence is destroyed. So although the people are starving, they smile, they sing, they wear bright colors. You kind of walk through this hyper-normal pantomime as you move through and eventually arrive at the apartments. Inside, you can go through, come up. Do you want to describe how your dog has grown?
It's two. So Titu, I mean, we established has one black ear. It's like a little, I get it's a terrier kind of dog, like one of those mongrels, sort of just like Dog from Good Omens, if anyone knows the reference. It's a dog. And yeah, it's probably, not very, well enough fed for a pet animal at this time, but still pretty, lean, like all of us are. Titu has become like I've continued to train, so Titu knows some basic commands like sit,
All right.
and roll over, I think,
Fantastic.
or at least stay. Is definitely better at doing those things when there is food involved, but we'll generally do the sitting at least. And I think probably spends a lot of the time with Therese, who spends a lot of her time resting.
Exactly. And as you come in and you can hear the sort of dog barking, you will hear a voice from the back room. And here's something. As the door opens and you enter with your companions, what would Therese think to call you? And is it possible that she would yell out your real name?
I don't know. I was going to essentially walk in the door and say, ma chérie, we have visitors, as a like, and specifically ma chérie, which is not necessarily something I would call my sister.
Yep, certainly. If you've thought to do that, then that's totally fine. So you will walk through and you will yell that. The other two of you will enter, and you will hear sort of shuffling from the back room, and a cold greeting, and then moments later a hacking cough. You might flinch, Renault, hearing the sounds that you made not so long ago, but you managed to fight it off. Pressy, you probably do a little bit of a double take. This is a plague house. Perfect double take.
Thank you.
The two of you can be let inside, and I think Therese will sort of call a greeting, but is a little weak to come up and greet you all, and B, out of sort of a politeness, would probably stay in her room, hoping to avoid the collection of you being infected. It's a small, cramped apartment. Yeah.
Not even politeness. Like, if we saw her, we'd get the fuck out, right?
Yeah.
Like, that shit kills people, and I would bring it back to my family. I don't want to be anywhere near it.
There is sort of a lack of complete understanding about how the plague exactly spreads.
Yeah.
So there is, some people would, claim that, don't worry, as long as you prayed today, you're okay, and stuff like that.
I think if there's any like folk remedies that involve like hanging certain types of like scented flowers or herbs around, you would get that smell in the house as well. Like, there's preventatives, because I live here and I don't want it, and apparently I haven't got it yet, which is good. So yeah, there's things that would suggest that we are taking care of it, but you are now very aware that Huguel has a sick wife. Yep. Which they have not spoken about.
In which case, unless the three of you want to enter into a conversation, there's probably not much more to add. You'll set up, as best bedding as you can, and settle in for sleep. Therese probably doesn't ask you too much. She's probably honestly just too sick and exhausted, and has in her mind that you're handling it. It's okay. She stays in the bedroom at the back while the other two can set up. Is there anything?
I was going to say, I most likely do go and tend to her a little, the whole like wiping brow, making sure she's got something warm to drink, even if it's just hot water, like doing the caring thing, because that's what I do.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, the two of you, is there any actions you would like to take before trying to bed down or running for the hills out of the house?
Nope. Just get me to a battery.
Okay.
How far from here are we to the bloody Rigault's joint? Was
Rigault's apartments? Yeah, a couple of blocks. So
is he number 12
maybe
on this?
Yes, he's number 12. He's number 12.
Cool. Okay.
So not very far. One last question for the two of you. Your families, will either of them be worried when you don't show back up? Renault, I imagine they're kind of used to this.
I do like shift work, or the equivalent of, so I think I would just be like, I think I come and go from the house, and I basically don't return until I have money or something to give. And I will try and like if it's multiple days, I'll step in. I'm planning to go by tomorrow, when I don't look quite so messed up.
Yeah. Sure. For what it's worth as well, when Rigault was in and pulled everyone aside, he did order the soldiers to hand out cash. So you'll have a couple of coins, for your day's work, which you would expect to bring in, if you sue. What about yourself, Pressy?
No, I'd probably be fine. I think Pressy's a bit of a bigwig, bit of a high roller in the army these days. Is the impression I got.
Yep.
So it wouldn't be that surprising that he's called away on urgent business.
Okay, fantastic.
It'll
in
be
which
fine.
case-
And indeed, you know, I think the less attention is brought toward my father and his church, the better.
I was
talked
more
about
talking about
before.
your lovely wife and in your new home and your
I
children.
completely forgot. That has been 5 years. Of course, mais oui. My little Pressy. That's right. I think it was 2 or 3. How many kids do I have? Can I roll
I
something?
think you said 2
Roll a D20.
previously. Roll a d4.
Oh, boo.
Duh.
Do. Okay.
Excellent. No, but same reasoning applies. Indeed, you know, I even want to probably keep the police away from Melody because
Yep.
of her past and her upbringing.
No,
So
absolutely.
it's a little bit of like a secret family kind of thing. No one needs to know. So it wouldn't be that surprising if I disappear. for a few
Okay,
days.
all right. That makes sense. In which case, the collection of you can rest. Yes.
You go Art.
I was just going to say, like, as a button on that scene, if I may, like, I'll come out from the room, pull down what looks to be like a maybe scarf or something that I've covered my face with, like, and go and put it like in a specific location. Because I don't know, I know that like health and hygiene isn't something that back in the time they would have worked out, but I think just there's some precautionary, like, don't put the things in this with the sick person near the healthy people, just and then I'll come out and Tishu will follow me and probably like go and irritate everyone at some point before curling up and going to sleep.
Yeah. I was also gonna add, it's given that we've all kind of like gone through the doctors and feeling a little bit better. Thierry's definitely a salty little sausage, but I think he recognizes that he's being helped. When after we kind of like rest, I imagine everything is horribly uncomfortable, and I imagine like the windows are open to let some cool air through this slightly like rank or like, you know, diseased location. So if we're like sitting by the window at some point, if I have any remnants in my bottle of liquor, I'd pour 3 glasses and pass it to the other 2. And I imagine when we served together, we had like, because we were reasonably, not like buddy, but we were reasonably close. I imagine we had like a cheers equivalent that the 3 of us would have used. Something like, you know, for Paris or whatever. I think I'd offer the cheers again, sort of in that gravelly, cut up throat, as we know that we're going to be working together for a little bit longer.
Will the 2 of you partake? All right. In
Here's
case
to that.
you all share a toast as comrades once more.
Pressy sings a sad drinking song in reply.
Fantastic. Yep. And
Some things
you'll
don't
all
change.
drift off to rest. So I assume that the collection of you will wake just as dusk is falling. You know, it's starting to get towards night. You can still hear the faint labored breathing coming from Therese's room, but now you are all free to go about and do as you wish. You know that you are only a couple of streets over from Rigault's apartments, where you have visited before. You could also be looking into Heron, or you could go to the location of the guillotining, which is a large square in the center of the town. People, you know, love to get up close to the guillotine. There are always crowds around there since there are almost daily beheadings.
Did we get a hit point back, by the way?
You will have gotten a hit point back, absolutely, yes.
What luxury.
Wow. A single hit point. I will treasure it.
So when we wake, I'm going to propose, speaking as little as I can, that I don't think I'll be recognized. So I might like post up and do a homeless act in front of the apartment, and I can keep tabs until he goes. Does that sound like a plan? Because you 2 might be recognized, especially in uniforms.
Well,
Very good.
I'm not incapable of disguising myself, though I don't know why I say that out loud. But I might, because
You've done
only
it before
because
for us.
Yeah.
previous-
Exactly.
Yeah,
I will remind you. I'm so sorry. Very quickly, Renault. You did have that small scene where, as Rigault was coming past, you sort of locked eyes with him,
Yeah.
and you clocked each other, and you spat at his feet. So he will.
Oh, yeah,
He
that's
knows.
right.
Yeah.
Was fairly focused, wasn't it? Yeah, I was thinking
I'd-
like it was one of the others, but I was actually a bit pissy. Yeah.
It's I think I probably will offer to come with you only because if there is an opportunity to get inside, Shigel's possibly one of the better people to do
Oh, yeah.
it, or at least assist in doing so if we both wanted to go in. Sending a message across town, while it might be expedient and get us back, like it feels like one of those things where we need to be on the opportunity as soon as it happens, if it
Yeah.
happens.
I also think I was wrong. I'm not going to be any sneakier than anyone else. So I think we probably just all three of us get close, see if we can spot him leaving, or if the lights are off, let's break and enter.
Très bon.
All right. In which case, the three of you leave the house and begin to go through the rapidly darkening streets of Paris. It's the middle of summer, of course. The days are longer, but it's starting to push towards a bit later in the day.
I will leave Tutu with Therese and remind her, as always, that she should be getting fresh air and sunshine if she can.
Absolutely.
But to rest for the evening, and I will be back when I am back.
Perfect. She nods and acknowledges. She shuffles over to the window where she can get some fresh air before you leave. Her with her guard dog, and the three of you can head down towards Rigault's apartments. Do you see the apartments? Oh, sorry.
No, continue.
You've seen the apartments before. They are off Rue Neuve Saint Augustin, which is towards the edge of the city. It's a two-story building, quite spacious, on the corner. As you're watching it and getting close to it, you can see that there is light on inside, and there appears to be movement about. In fact, you can actually see what looks like a carriage parked, for want of a better word, outside. It appears that Rigault has guests over. As the three of you start to watch and try and get some information, I would like either a stealth or a disguise check from all of you.
7 points.
Okay.
I'm not good at either of these.
Hard success.
Hard success. Okay, fantastic.
I was gonna say I could probably assist someone with disguise if they require it, but
That might be an option. Otherwise, Pressy, can I convince you for 7 points of luck?
You already have.
Okay, fantastic. In which case, you're all fine. You linger, each of you, sort of your own style. Renault, despite the fact that you have encountered, Rigault, eyes drift completely past beggars at this time. So you set up outside and you know that you won't be spotted. The others can lurk inside alleyways nearby, and you get a bit of an eye of the area. So it's about 7 o'clock now. And by about 9 o'clock, you see some figures come out of the house. They appear to be, dressed in bright revolutionary colors, and what is kind of underneath that, simple but well-made clothes. This is the effects of the new aristocracy, i.e., people who work for the government and who aren't ostentatious, but they do have the wealth. This is the likes of Robespierre and his ilk. A couple of them load up into this carriage, and they will ride away. And a few of the lights go out inside, except for a couple upstairs. By about 10 o'clock, there is just a few lights up at the top, and you actually see one or two servants head out of the back doors and begin to filter through the streets of Paris. Would you like to stay and watch?
I think our best is if he leaves himself, but we should take what we can get. So yes, I would like to watch and see if he leaves his house at any point during the evening, then that is the most. Yeah.
I do not think we should breach the barrier until he is left.
All right.
I mean, if he has the capacity to create protections for himself, I am almost certain he has the ability to create protections for his abode.
And he cannot be killed.
That.
In which case, another hour passes before at last you see the lights upstairs go off. You watch, wondering has he gone to sleep and sort of looking amongst, but your determination to kind of stay hidden eventually leads to some kind of victory, because you see Rigault come out of his apartments and he departs wearing the same clothes that you saw he was wearing down when he entered into the catacombs, and he begins to stroll through the streets of Paris, where like a fog is now rising, and he vanishes off into the night, leaving his house seemingly abandoned. And with that, we're going to move us across to Rigault's apartment. The collection of you stand by outside, gazing at the entryway to this house. What would you like to do?
All the lights are off.
Yep, there are no lights inside.
Let's go through this door.
All right.
I would like. Is it an apartment between two other houses, or is it like its own?
It is on the corner, so it is its own apartment structure.
All right, I'd like to take a look at like the outside of it, just to ensure there isn't a less obvious way in.
Sure. There is there's windows all across that you could potentially climb in. There doesn't appear to be like a back yard or side entrance or anything that you can see like that. It's pressed up against other buildings. The way in appears to be this central door right here. The door is locked, however, and you can see that it is latched, so you will require a locksmith check if you want to get in. Or a strength check to bust the damn thing open.
Or definitely a blind shoulder, yeah.
Yeah.
Locksmith higher than 1?
I'm not monkey this game.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
In which case you arrive and you're watching the door and you're kind of looking back and forth towards each other.
You said there were windows we could climb in on the...
There are windows, absolutely, along the side.
It's multi-level?
Yes, it's a 2-story building.
Okay.
Shall we see if the window's open?
Let's
see if the window's open.
How is everyone on climbing? Like, can we actually get up there?
Oh my gosh, 60 climb.
Oof.
Okay,
I have 40.
I'm base, or very close to base.
Let's try the ground floor windows, and if not, then I'll head on up.
A collection of you start to kind of wander up and down the street, getting a view of the entire area. Can I get you to make a spot hidden check, please? And this, you're all looking at this stage. I'll tell you what, but everyone can make a spot hidden check. But I'm gonna ask you to specify whether you are watching for anybody coming, or whether you are watching for trying to find a window that is usable to get in.
I'm looking for a good window.
You're looking for a good window.
I'm watching for anyone coming.
Okay.
I have an extremely high spot hidden. What do the two of you want me to be looking for?
Someone coming, right? That's
I would say
more important.
entrances. Yeah, let's see if we can get in.
Oh.
Righto.
Okay, fine. What would you like to look for?
I don't care. I don't mind. That's why I'm just very good at looking at things. So
We've both voted and voted ourselves into a tie, so
right,
look at what you will.
Very good. I will look for a way in, given that I'm hidden enough. I don't think watching for someone coming is going to matter.
Okay, fantastic.
Knowing full well what I just said.
All right, spot hidden. Fantastic.
We're all good.
All right,
Very well done,
okay.
all.
So you are able to, so first of all, Terry, as the others sort of bustle around and keep looking at windows and trying to get boosts, every now and again you will see a figure pass and you're able to raise up a hand to stop people from doing anything suspicious and dart back into the alleys. You are able to avoid detection as you attempt to spot a couple of windows. There's none really along the side, but you will spot up on the second floor towards the front. So just about here, there is a window that looks like it heads in, and it seems to have been left slightly ajar. You would expect that it is where the light was on until right at the end. So maybe it's some kind of study or something like that, and it was left open to get in a little bit of air. You could get up there with a climb check.
I'd get up there with a climb check.
All right.
Am I able to assist?
Do you have above base climb? You mentioned
I've
it
got
before.
40.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. You can assist. So take a bonus die as the two of you start to stagger around at the base and
I'll kind of give him a shoulder up.
Exactly.
Like one of those 2, 3.
Outstanding. All right, in I go. First climb.
An extreme success. Okay, with an
Well,
extreme
well
success,
done.
Well, let
you
me
are
take that
able
bonus
to-
die.
Pretty good.
Or a
Still
hard
pretty
success.
With an
you
extreme
spend 2
success.
points of luck.
Also, Jackson,
Yeah.
change your name.
No, it's me. It's Jackson climbing in the
He's
windows.
made the ascent.
So first of all, as you head up into the building. Oops, sorry. I have just moved something I did not mean to move.
Did we see something we shouldn't have?
I don't think you did, Jay.
Invaders.
Oh,
So first of all, quickly, as you climb up and you sort of throw yourself in with an extreme success, you are going to get a really good grip up on the window ledge and be able to stick a hand down. You are able to tug someone up with you if you would
Ooh.
like.
very good. Well, I think Rigault has got an excellent spot to keep watch, so I'll offer to pull Ugel up with me.
Right.
Just looking at my token moving around, I was just reminded I have 4 hit points, and I'm
Yeah,
wandering
which
around
is
this wizard's
not-
apartment at night.
Not
So that's-
ideal.
I think it's a great
That's not
plan.
a
Let's
great
do
place
it.
to be.
Okay.
Just in case you're wondering, we will be using the fire escape if anything happens, which does mean defenestration.
Yes.
Immediate and
course.
possibly violent. Sorry.
No problem.
Is that a French word? Defenestration?
Sounds like it, doesn't it?
Defenestration. I'm not sure if it has a Latin root, but it does mean, fenêtre is window, so defenetre. Yeah.
There you go.
I always think of it in terms of the defenestration of Prague. Let me just bring up
They ditched Prague out a window?
the defenestration of Prague was they
Attic
threw
coming.
heretics out windows.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
my.
Yes. Let
That's
me just
cool.
bring
That's
up some
funny
lighting
as fuck.
here.
You're a heretic. Out the second story. Off you go.
Apologies for the delay, just as I sort this out.
Always travel by window, folks. It's the quickest way down.
That's how they proved whether they're heretics or not, because if they were heretics, then they'd just, float gently down the window.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is
Walk
that-
away.
What else floats on water?
duck.
Very small rocks.
Such is the way. Okay, so as you come into this, just revealing this section.
The best part of any tabletop stream is just vamping while the DM.
Well, yeah,
organizes the
I
maps.
think
That's
fortunately I'm being
That's
I'm
where you
being
get my
assisted
bad.
by Dave in the background as we both I think attempted the same thing. So we're both
Very good.
I'll tell you.
trying.
I'll tell you what.
yield.
I'll hold. All right. I'll hold for a second. In which case, we'll just describe
describe it,
it.
it's
All
fine.
right. So you come through into this large study, and you are literally climbing through a window until suddenly you are moving across like a big, desk that is covered with papers. This was once a set of apartments, and it has walls and everything set up as a result.
Why
But
that
it has been repurposed into this enormous palatial study area with dividers and everything in place like that. As you climb through and you take a look around, I said you got a really good grip so you could haul someone up. Did you decide to haul someone up with you?
Yes.
Okay.
I offered
So-
to haul Ugel. Would
all right,
Ugel
so
like to be
Hugel
hauled?
has been hauled up, which means Renault, you are now the only one downstairs.
I'll keep a
and
watch,
as you
that's
look
fine by me.
around, all right, perfect. So you're continuing to keep watch, and as you come in and begin to look around, thank you for fixing that, Dave. You will see that towards one side of the room, there appears to be a. Why isn't that? Have I lost? I seem to have lost. Oh well. To one side of the room, there is a very familiar corpse, and it is the skinless Pope that you saw last time. It has been taken and it has been set up as not as a Pope this time. It has been stripped of its clothes, but it is still a body, and it has been set up as like a anatomical reference piece.
Oh, it's not so bad.
Yeah, not as bad. Still, seeing it is going to remind you of the vile details for a moment. So I would like you to make a sanity check as the two of you
dear.
come up and spot this eerily familiar figure.
Good one. Hell yeah.
Oh, critical
Fantastic.
failure.
Critical fail. Okay, so Pressy, what do you think upon seeing this? What drives you absolutely batty for just a moment?
It's the fact that it was the Pope the last time I saw it, and seeing that and remembering when it was dressed as the Pope kind of makes me realize that like the revolutionaries have driven God from this country, right? You know,
Yeah,
not to be Christian anymore. So suddenly I feel like very, very alone, as though my faith cannot protect me in this room.
That is pretty fair, and sort of you shiver for a few moments. With a fail, which both of you did, you're going to lose 1. Except Pressy, you are actually going to lose a D3 as you gaze upon this and begin to shiver.
Still just 1. Fortunatoire.
Okay, all right, just the 1. All right,
Just the 1.
So meanwhile, down on the street below, Renault, what are you doing?
I'm just going to be keeping a watch. I did succeed my spot hidden earlier to be
Yep.
aware. That's my only real goal at the moment. So if
Okay.
anyone comes towards the front doors, I will intercept and send them away, or I will make a loud enough noise that the other two know not to be seen.
All right, fantastic. In which case, the two of you up in the apartments themselves, what would you like to be doing?
I am looking for the book.
Okay.
The book.
The two of you just immediately turn about and you start to scan through the rooms looking for anything that might be helpful. I will get you both to make a spot hidden check for me as you begin to look through, there's bookshelves around here and in general just sort of glide through the area.
Will we receive anything better on a hard or an extreme?
I do not believe that you will, no.
Very good, then I succeeded.
Okay, fantastic. So
Did I see?
a regular one over there. Okay, fantastic. So first, I'm just going to reveal some more of the area. You, Pressy, are going to start searching through the general house itself as you kind of look for additional bookshelves. So, Pressy, you can reveal kind of a larger salon area and then some bedrooms towards the side, as well as a large master bedroom that appears to have been set up for Rigault. I'll just bring up the labels of all of those. Meanwhile, inside, you are going through the bookshelves in the study upstairs, and you have to light one of the candles again to be able to sort of get through and actually look across the spines of all the books. And there are innumerable of them, some of which are rather distinctly creepy, Latin books, but eventually you will find one that draws the eye, and it is a large, thick, bound volume with this horrible leather that you recognize. You flash back once again to the basement of Fenelix's home, where you would have seen this tome laid out upon the tables that Fenelix was using, and you can pick it up and hold it in one shivering hand. You have a black book, and it seems to be very, very sinister.
Cool. As soon as I find it, I will extinguish the candle that I've been using so as not to draw additional attention, and then I'm going to say, Pressy, I'm leaving, and I'm gonna just go for the window. I'm out. I've got what I needed. I'm out.
Okay, so you're not looking any further. You head straight to the window, and you start to give me a climb check just to escape. With speed. Yep.
Climb or jump?
Jump is fine.
Good. My jump is higher than my climb.
Oh, well, fantastic.
Let's find out if it's high enough.
Oh my god.
Monkey's
you leap
back.
down, landing like a panther on the ground. Pressy, you see Hugo run and jump out the window. You kind of for a second, but you hear no splat on the outside.
Would Renault just hear that very faint, of someone, landing?
Yeah, well, Renault, you're keeping an eye and you succeeded your spot hidden, so you see, the shape of a figure launch themselves out the window. You think for a second
I see how
something's gone
cool it
terribly
was,
wrong.
yeah.
Yeah. Slight applause.
Which is the most
and then
important
I will move I will move stealthily in the direction of Renault to help with the keeping of the eyes out. Now that the book is going to be stuffed in my jacket, out of sight.
Pressy, meanwhile, what is your plan? Are you going to depart as well?
Did I find anything else with my spot hidden?
You will have both found the book. Apart from that, up here, there is nothing in particular that is, interesting. There is a set of ledgers on the desk, which you can make an accounting check if you would like to start to decode. But it all appears to just be related to work related to the revolution. There's information about autopsies and cadavers and the movement of bodies from the guillotine. It seems that Rigault has some kind of professional role in which he is responsible for taking the bodies of the executed, performing autopsies, a continuation probably of his role as state doctor.
Just as an aside, and I don't know if we spoke about this beforehand, and if we didn't, that's fine. But something cementing Rigault's link to the guillotinings, so that if we do have to go up in front of a bunch of people and be like, yes, we have concrete evidence that this is definitely someone doing dodgy shit like we had to 5 years ago for a different reason.
I was thinking the same thing. If I can take something showing that he's tied with the bodies.
As Hugo came down, I was going to say, because you show me that we have the book, presumably, right? I'll also say he was doing surgery here. Did you find the room? There may be corpses where he's working on them.
Forgive, I am probably in the best shape of everyone, and I'm not in the best shape, and I don't particularly want to go up against any more of those not quite, you know what I mean. They're not headless, but they were headless, and then suddenly with heads again. I do not wish to find more of the sack creatures.
This is the evidence. Boost me, I will look.
Wait.
You guys have thoroughly succeeded all of climb and jump checks at this stage. I'm going to say that it is relatively easy for the collection of you to.
I will boost Renault, and I will become the lookout then.
Okay, perfect. Back upstairs then, Renault, you are going to enter the building, so let me move you up there. You have checked the upstairs area. If you would like, you can head downstairs and begin to search the downstairs. Pressy, meanwhile, you are over at the desk, and you are starting to kind of pull up the files. You don't have, you haven't found a red-hot incriminating thing. You're kind of going bulk at this stage, is what I'm gathering.
Well, I was thinking I wouldn't mind taking something that ties him to the bodies, but also he wouldn't immediately notice is missing.
Okay, fantastic. In which case, can I get you to make accounting if you have it? Otherwise, a library use check would be fine.
I'll give it a go.
Okay, fantastic.
Library use would be great.
Also, does Renault not just see the cadaver?
Yes, you would. As you
Sandy
come in, you
roll
will see the skinless poke. And yes, exactly.
I know how much Dave loves losing sanity.
Yes.
Give him every opportunity to fail.
Booting up. Bada bing.
Fantastic. With a success, it's just a single. With a success, it's no loss at all. You are fine. You see it, and you are vaguely disconcerted. You kind of grunt towards it, but beyond that, there is nothing.
If I figure out pretty quickly that there's bedrooms in the others, I will make my way downstairs, walking as quietly as I can in case there's something lurking.
Okay. I'll get you to make me a stealth check as you begin to move through the house.
I need to stop closing my character sheet.
Meanwhile, Pressy, you can push this library use roll if you would like, and I'll even let you push it with a spot hidden. The results will be, it will absolutely be clear that you have been here. You are gonna start tearing through things, piling up everything, throwing papers towards the side.
I'm fine with that. If Rigault figures out that someone's been here looking for his stuff, he'll just assume it was the secret police, because that seems like the kind of thing they do. Am I right?
Also, they are now following him.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, we haven't been exactly subtle. We fought with him. I was going to, as I walk past Pressy and I see you going through the work desk, I was going to draw would a book of matches be appropriate to the period?
You can have equipment to make fire. I don't think you'd actually have matches, but you could, yeah.
Then I put a strike box, like a tinder and flint. I'm just gonna place it on the table and look at him in the eyes with the clear implication that should we just burn this place once we leave, or at least all the important documents. There's no point leaving anything for him to have.
We take what is incriminating, but if we take it and then burn the place down, then that just incriminates us if we have to show it later.
This man is important. If he wants us hung, we'll be hung.
Hanged.
You do not. Yes, a man is not hung; he is hanged.
Well, speak for yourself.
No, you
I
are.
mean-
You are,
Not a man. Soz.
you are right, of course. Even if we take the blame for burning this place down, it is a small price to pay for the world. I would still like to find something to bring away at least.
Okay, I'll head downstairs.
All right.
So,
in the meantime,
Which to say, I am okay with pushing the roll because we're going to play this play anyway.
okay, please make for me a push that there roll.
With a spot hidden, you said?
Yes, with a spot hidden is totally fine.
Can I still find something anyway, even though it's obvious that I've been here?
I'll tell you what, you have got piles and piles and piles of stuff.
Yeah.
Hopefully, as you take that stuff
Just what
later,
we wanted.
you will be able to, use some kind of check to be able to go through it and find something incriminating from it.
Très bon.
Meanwhile, out on the street, Hugel, are you waiting and keeping watch, or are you just going to dart away into the shadows?
No, I'm keeping out of sight and I'm keeping watch for now.
Okay, fantastic. So you're continuing the vigil. Meanwhile, downstairs, Rigault, you have moved down into a large sort of the bottom floor of the apartment. There's a sitting room, there's a drawing room, but eventually you come around the corner and you can find the surgery that you were so looking for. As you walk in immediately, there is a small corridor that is filled with shelves that are stacked with pieces of medical equipment. Everything from like herbs and cleaning supplies up to like hanging knives and scalpels and all kinds of bits and pieces. As you move forward, you'll see a large operating table that has been spread out, and in the corner there is a trunk. Now, on the other side of the room, there is what looks like a coffin that is sitting to one side. Coffins tend to contain bodies, so if you're looking for something there, well...
Oh, I'm opening that coffin. But I will draw my saber first.
Okay. So you take out your saber and you begin to walk forward. There is a strong smell of like cleaning supplies all around as you go. It's clear that this place sees pretty frequent use and it is cleaned. Of course, the cleaning supplies back then would have been like, strong alcohol and not much else. You get towards the coffin itself and you pull it open, and you can see lying very still is a body. It seems to be a normal corpse, but now that you know what you're looking for, you immediately realize that the head of the corpse and the body appear to be mismatched, and there is a kind of pretty shoddily done job of sewing the head back on. It's slightly askew and twisted around. It does not leap up and strike you. It simply lies there.
Yet.
Yet.
I will undo that delicate stitch work.
Okay.
I will resever it. Best not.
All right. With your saber and a quick, cut, you tear the head back off, removing the two parts that never should have been together, and take another glance around the room. It is clear that something that Rigault is using this area, and it appears that here is one of the places where he's creating those things that he had, but. There is at this stage, there is nothing you can see. You could make a spot hidden check to start searching it, looking through the equipment. But what are you specifically looking for?
Any proof of how he creates these things would be good. Like if he has an evil tome, I'll have that.
Yep.
What I'll settle for, which I don't think is too unlikely, is if these people being paraded out, they've always been wearing those like deep hoods and like long robes. Are there like say 3 of those that I could have? Because that seems like a pretty good and easy disguise to shamble around in.
Make me that spot hidden check.
Bada bing. Bada no.
Ooh, okay. Hey, you're burning the place down. Do you want to trash the whole thing in return for a push?
At this point, it's hardly pushing, is it? Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, fantastic. So with extreme success, you scour the whole place. So first of all, if you would like, you find like like the equivalent of like rubbing alcohol that you can stash away, because it's always good to have a little bit of hard liquor. But more importantly, in the trunk in the corner, you will find several of these like Hessian hoods, the full outfit that those people were wearing. Enough of them to disguise a collection of you, but also enough of them to kind of be a little bit weird. It's kind of like having a bunch of balaclavas and like heavy leather jackets inside your house. Like, it's not evidence in itself, but it's starting to build towards in that direction.
I'm working on the assumption we're not building a case. We're finding out how to kill him and killing him. Like, I don't really here for the evidence so much. I'll take enough copies that we can get close to him and stab him in the neck.
Okay, fantastic. You take 3 of these, bundle them up. It's yours. Anything else that you can reasonably think that might be within a surgery room, if you want any additional equipment, you could take. But beyond that, there is nothing else here.
I think I'm good.
Is the one that's
So he doesn't have something else down here like that he's newly discovered, or making his own notes in like a journal or something.
No, nothing like that.
All right. Well, I will take those copies. On my way out, if he has a couple bottles of wine or something, I'll have those.
Yep.
And then I guess I'll head back up to Pressy to see if he needs any assistance. Otherwise, I'm ready to depart.
Pressy, meanwhile, upstairs, you have got piles upon piles of this stuff all gathered together. You've trashed the room. Basically, you've torn books down, hoping to find a journal that has blasphemous intent within it. But unfortunately, that has eluded you. What would you like to do? The tinderbox is still sitting on the desk.
I guess I'd duck over the stairs just to see how Rigault is going. Rigault, you have enough?
I hold up the sacks, and I say, "There was a corpse downstairs. I've dealt with it."
Pressy hasn't seen those corpses. He doesn't know about them, I don't think.
Oh my
Good,
god, yeah,
I
you're
don't know
probably
what
right.
you need to do to deal with a corpse.
I presume you would have shared
Yeah, I think
information.
we
I
It
imagine
feels
so,
like
but
that
just
feels
like Pressy
pertinent.
didn't. I was just like, oh no, Pressy didn't actually see that. But
Yeah,
you would have
yeah,
definitely shared the information.
Excellent. I think we can make our escape and make sure nothing of this leaves this house.
Fantastic.
As far as actual points of like, because he seems to be maintaining, he has like a drawing room and sitting room and stuff, like where he was just like tending to guests down the base, right? So
Yes.
we don't need to destroy the whole thing. My thing would be, rather than burning down the whole house, we're just going to take out adjacent properties. It's just his workstation where he's actually writing and has the tomes and the creepy cadaver, and then maybe a little bit in the surgery room, and then we're good,
Great.
right? Like we don't need to destroy the suburb, the block.
But if that happens, oh well.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
Burn it all. Let the supreme being sort them out.
That's it.
I would like, so the two of you, if you're working together to do that, I would like I think a survival check is most appropriate. Of course, if any of you have demolitions, that would be just
One
perfect.
day.
I do not believe that you do. Meanwhile, outside, this is going to be a bit of a more involved process, Huguel. So I would like you to make an additional spot hidden check, please.
Very good. I had another idea. Terrible idea. I was gonna sequester myself away, being like, this is taking a while, and maybe peruse the book.
Sure, absolutely. You can take a early look, and as you flick it open, you realize that the book, first of all, is in Latin.
Oh, that's true.
It is a horrible tome that is.
I don't read. I can't really read. Well, I can read a tiny bit of Latin, but
What's your Latin skill?
10.
10? Okay, so you
nothing.
can pick up a couple of words as you start to kind of look through, kind of mumbling to yourself. If you would like to forego making the spot hidden check, you can get an early skim reading of this.
Will I still be away from prying eyes myself, or do I need to make a roll to stay hidden? Because I was
You will be entirely safe. If anyone passes by, the other two will not.
Great. I'm gonna read the book. Have fun, y'all.
Oh no.
Okay,
Yeah.
you cannot bring yourself to gaze. Instead, you dart down. You start to flick through the book,
I
gazing.
need to know. I need to. This is all of my characters. One, if their Achilles heel is just like me. They must know the answers.
Okay, fantastic. So let me give you a brief overview. Of course, this is something which you're going to have to first of all sit down and read in detail. Secondly, you will need to make a Latin check for it. So you may need to track down somebody who speaks Latin, which will be tough. Doctors often speak Latin. You don't know a ton of them.
Priests, baby.
Exactly,
Priest is a
that
good
would
thought.
be
Yeah,
priest
hell
would be.
yeah.
And indeed, the vague idea of this manuscript is that it is written by an inquisitor from Spain who went into the realm of the Aztecs and appears to be talking about some kind of strange series of blood sacrifices that were made to an Aztec god, which he writes several different ways as Azatotl, as Azatothec, Azathoth, of course. Now, just reading this, I will ask for a sanity check.
Yes, of course. Of course.
All right, a hard success. Okay, you will need to make additionals if you read this in full, but for now you kind of put it to one side and take some time. The two of you upstairs, I would like you to make a survival check, and you can do that with bonus die if you are both assisting.
I was just gonna say I can't see survival.
Oh,
It's got its own little, like, it's the very far right down the bottom, above the additional skills. Should be like survival, swim, throw, track. Okay, in that case,
hand, spot hidden, stealth, swim.
That probably just means you don't have it, because survival often has like subcategories. So I have 40 in it.
okay.
I'll roll. Do I have a bonus dice from?
Yeah, take the bonus die. Take the bonus
will-
die. This is, you're both kind of helping. It's a
I will do my
time
best.
investment thing.
Thanks.
No, great.
I blame you. I don't know what I've done here. I'm just gonna re-roll it.
All right, fantastic. A
very
hard
nice.
success. So with that, you can get the fire started, and you can limit it to where you wanted. So you said you wanted to get the surgery room and the upstairs.
Oh yeah, just like where he was writing and had documents and
Yeah.
things.
Perfect. So this will definitely throw back his work in some ways. You work hard, setting the smoke and fire and beginning to put things together. I'm going to. Where would you like to? Would you like to burn the downstairs first and go out the window, or the upstairs first and go out the door? Because you can probably unlatch it from the inside.
To make it seem like it was still locked.
Yeah, let's
Could have
do
been an
that. So
accident.
we'll go out the top level.
There are
actually,
candles
does-
around, you could knock one over.
Yeah, could we like just knock over a couple of the candles so it looks like it might have been. Yeah, may as well keep some illusion as long as we
Yeah,
can.
I mean, it's in two the candles were all off when he left.
That's okay.
He did. And it's in two separate parts.
Yeah, but
of
you
the
know when you
house.
like leave the house and then you come back, like, did I leave the lights on? Like, he did,
100%,
but
yeah.
let's gaslight him.
Yeah, exactly. Or candlelight.
Candlelight.
Let him. Exactly. You can start doing that now. As the fire starts to properly take hold and you're watching the papers burn, you're like, now it's time to go. You'll head towards the window just as you hear from outside the sharp yells of, hey, hey, and then kind of people start running down the street. Got to swear for a minute because it appears that you have you have been caught in the act, at least somewhat. You peek down and you can see a couple of the Parisian gals who are running down the street. They have not spotted you, but they have spotted that a fire is spreading. And since you are at the upstairs window, they will run down to the front door, which they start hammering on and trying to shoulder to get it open.
Is the fire spreading to like adjacent properties, or it's
No,
contained?
but
Was
you
the
know,
goal,
it's
right?
still contained.
Yeah,
at this
yeah,
stage,
yeah, okay,
but they're still trying to get into the building. So you could try and get out the window and sneak past them, but I will require a stealth check.
I would. I'd love to just drop and then run.
Drop and run.
But that seems, I'm kind of wounded, so it seems stupid. All right, yeah, let's try the stealth.
It would be a
right?
jump
As long
check.
as we,
It would just be a jump.
I don't know how to get Renault's token back
I'm way better at
upstairs.
stuff. Oh yeah, I'll grab it.
Thank you very much.
I will. Yeah, let's go the stealth, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Fantastic. In which case, please, both of you make stealth checks as you attempt to try and scramble down
Do we
while
need a
hidden.
jump as well? Or?
At this stage, just give me the stealths because this
Alright.
is even the collection of you being able to get free. Okay.
You can have a clean 3 from me.
All right. So.
Oh, I thought I was the 3.
Nope.
Oh.
Bad
So
luck.
Terry, you managed to get yourself out. Your first trick is to edge actually around the far side of the house where they can't see you. You have a good angle here. I will ask you for a climb or a jump roll to get down smoothly. Otherwise, you may take either time or a minor bit of damage as you go.
Gotcha. Jump or climb. I will do jump.
Okay. Can I tempt you for 4 points of luck?
Yeah. How much damage?
It will be a single point of
No.
damage.
Yeah, I'll take the damage.
That's a day. That's a day of healing. We need everything we can get by the 8th.
So you
I've
kind
taken
of
the damage.
just sort of
Oh,
blink,
you
and instead of
fool.
lowering yourself down, you drop, you land hard on the concrete, and you feel the jar go all the way up through your legs. Your ankle starts to pain, but you throw yourself up and you rush away into the streets.
Well, I was going to say,
Meanwhile,
if I can see Pressy's not made it, can I hang around-ish? Because I might try and help if it looks like he gets in trouble.
absolutely. At this point, by the way, Hugiel, you will have looked up from the book and you will have heard the yelling and the shouting, so you can attempt to try something if you should wish.
The only thing I can think to try is to shove the book in my jacket, run over and try and persuade these fine people to run to the nearest well for water, because obviously that is what we need right now, and I will continue bashing the door in.
Okay, sure. So would you like to do that? Or are you going to sprint over and start yelling? Okay.
Yeah,
So
I'll
you
go
had-
over. Yeah, I'll run over and be like, "Water! We need water! Where is the nearest well? You must go quickly! I will get this! I will get these people out!"
Okay, so as you are doing this, Pressy is pulling himself out of the window. So you can see this as you approach. What this is going to do is this is going to let Pressy push the stealth roll. So you will be a distraction. Whether they believe you or not, they might think you're an arsonist. That will come down to how you make your rolls. But for the time being, it's just going to let Pressy push the stealth roll. Are you okay with that?
Yeah. Okay.
I'm checking with Hugiel, because Hugiel can
Oh.
see this happening. Hugiel might not want to come forward.
I mean, so is the risk here that, like, if I fail and Pressy fails, they then know we're connected, or like?
There is a big risk that if you fail and Pressy, or if you fail, they might suspect you. If Pressy also fails, they'll probably know you're connected. You are running towards the scene of a crime, and these guards are probably going to be looking for anybody, and they're hyper vigilant at this point. If you just walked past, there's a chance that they just say it's probably that one.
What if I succeed my persuasion? Are they going to leave me alone?
Yeah. So if you get in and Pressy succeeds the stealth, and you proceed the persuasion, it'll all be fine.
That's not what I asked.
If Pressy fails the stealth, they will, and you succeed the persuasion, then they will probably want to ask you some questions, but this does not necessarily mean that you'll be arrested and guillotined.
Not immediately.
No,
Because that's what everyone's mind jumps to these days.
Because okay,
it's like a fine, guillotining.
Pressy, I'm sorry, I'm not good at lying. I can persuade them to go away, but if you fail, so I can't.
That's only fair. Make your damn roll, and I'll make mine.
I think Hugel's saying that they're not going to make the roll; they're going to hang back.
Oh,
Yeah,
I thought you were
'cause-
going to try to persuade them otherwise. Okay, that's fine.
No, because unless I can use persuade to try and get them off me.
That's fine. I'll stop and wait.
In which case, Hugel, you stop and you're sort of peeking around the corner. Renault is hanging back as well. Pressy, you've got one leg out, and just as you see the people bang, you see them start to step up, and they're probably doing the same thing as you and looking for a window that they can maybe get into. Would you like to push the stealth roll? And what that is I think you're going to try and get back in to the window before they spot you, and then you'll try and come out once they've looked away. If you fail, they will have spotted you moving around in the flames and will know that there is an arsonist inside. If you succeed, you might be able to quickly dart down.
2 out of 3, 66 stealth. No, 62. Actually, slightly worse than that. I'll give it a go.
Here we go. Push that roll. Oh no! You pull yourself back in, go to another window, and when you peek your head out again, you hear more frantic yelling this time. And the guards start to sort of howl. They're pointing, they're yelling fire, they're yelling traitor, and they start to kind of surround the house, clearly looking
How many
stressed.
guards?
There are 3 of them.
Okay.
But as this is happening, one is going to turn to the other and point, and one of them will run for help. So there's 2, one of them on each side of the street as they're coming around.
If I succeed in my stealth, can I go and try and nab that one that's going to get assistance? I want to follow him a little bit, and as soon as he's around a corner, I'm going to jump him. So at least we're only
Absolutely.
dealing with a 3.
Yeah, you start weaving around in between the nearby alleyways. You absolutely can do that. Hugel, what are you doing at this point? Watching.
Nothing?
I mean, at this point, I'm like, I don't know. You know what? I think Hugo's just like genuinely has no idea what to do at this point. Like, because I don't, so Hugo doesn't. Hugo's just kind of like paralyzed by indecision.
All right, Hugel, you're hanging. You've got the book clutched against you.
It's back in my
Meanwhile,
jacket. I've shoved it down. I'm just like, do I go? Do I stay?
Upstairs, inside the rooms, the fire is starting to spread. It's getting a little bit out of hand, and you're sort of looking about back
Yay.
and forth. The guards start to shout out, like "surrender or be burnt," because that appears to be kind of the options that you have available to you.
They've definitely spotted me.
They have definitely spotted you. They are on either side. They know that there is a figure up there. They probably haven't identified you, but they know that there is someone up there.
Maybe you were stuck at home and you need help.
Lean out the window and run away.
I don't. I'm gonna jump out the window and run away.
Okay. You take a few steps back and run forward, and you leap through a flaming window out onto the street of Paris, casting a fiery comet across the sky. Meanwhile, down a nearby alleyway, this young soldier who's like jogging, finally getting to use his cardio to go and get help, when suddenly a man in a duster with a sword leaps out in front of him. You succeeded your stealth check.
I want
what would you
to
say?
grab him before, like, just when we're like around that first corner, ideally, so we're still within earshot of the rest of them. I want to come out of like the shadows and body him against the wall with the sword as close to his throat as I can get it, and I want to say, "Your life is in danger. Is that more important than the fire?"
Okay, fantastic. Make an intimidate check for me as you're gonna burst out from the alleyway.
Yeah,
Does,
and my goal
does Renault
is
get a bonus dice from intimidate checks from his Batman voice?
I think
Swear to
you
me.
would have gotten a bonus die on an attack. I think I won't give you a bonus die on intimidate just
No,
because it's
that's
a little bit more involved. It's just going to be regular.
All right.
I fell.
Ooh, all right. You can push the roll.
you were more intimidating than
and
that.
I think the
I'm more
push is
persuasive.
going to be you can make a lot of noise, so the others will hear the sound of like you're going to like scrape your cutlass if you.
Oh, well,
fail.
here's the thing. That's my plan. Is I want this guy to call for help. So that I want him to call his allies to come here and deal with, like, sure, there's a fire, but it's more important that one of ours is being attacked. We have to deal with that first.
Sure. In which case,
What I don't know is Pressy has just leapt from the flaming windows.
Yes,
There is a more
yes.
active event.
In which case, let's go that if you fail the intimidate, he will think you're just a beggar. He can take you, and he will immediately attack and not call for help.
Oh, hell yeah. All right, let's go. Fail.
Oh, okay. Fantastic. Good news all round. We will jump. So you push into his face, and you see this kind of like snarl come across as he attempts to lunge forward towards you. Meanwhile, Pressy, you go flying through the air. I would like you to make a jump check.
Okay. Where's jump? Oh, that's right. The alphabet. There it is. Oh.
Hey,
Okay.
ooh, you have a
In which
good
case,
jump.
You
Holy
land
shit.
on the ground.
Should have opened with that.
And you can start to run as we will break into a chase as the two figures start to tear after you. First of all, before we go to that chase, Hugel, you can see what's happening now. You don't know where Renault is, but you can see that one has gone for help. You can see Pressy start to sprint and weave through the streets as these two figures chase after him, yelling at the top of their lungs. What's your plan?
I don't think there is anything I can do to help Plessy at this point. The kid's got fast legs. He'll be fine. I'm gonna go see if I can find out where Renault's got to, because that guy was hurt as fuck, and I don't like the idea of him being stabbed.
Okay,
Again.
probably a pretty good idea.
Well, not getting stabbed and or shot by one of us.
Yeah, that is fair.
If anyone's going to hurt Renault, it's going to be us. See?
We fuck
Okay.
up our own.
In which case, As you go, as this, you sort of grab this guard, you throw him backwards. What is your dexterity, Renault?
55.
55. So is this person's. What is the case in terms of a draw? I'll tell you what. Let's get you going first.
Fine.
What would you like to do?
Generally speaking, most games
I'm
are
gonna
like-
try and I don't want to. I can see I failed. I don't want to kill them unless I have to. I'm gonna try and hit him over the head, but non-lethal, quote unquote.
Okay,
So
fantastic.
I hit him with the butt of the sword.
All right. So you swing forward with the butt of the sword. Make a fighting a sword check here.
Sword.
Say that.
Can I roll sword but take my unarmed damage? Is that alright?
Yep, that's fine. That's totally fine. Oh my good god!
Not the 23. Ignore that.
Oh my
it
goodness.
would be a D3 plus a D4. It would be 7.
Well, so he
And
riposts.
it's not impaling, so.
So take that.
Got a cudgel?
Okay.
Oh, you don't want to go up against a cudgel, man.
No, it's cudgels are mean. 7 damage, you said?
Yeah, for a D3 plus my damage bonus.
All right. You crack him across the side of the face, and you see his jaw click out. You've major wounded him, and he staggers sideways, falling down, holding onto his jaw with like a howl of pain. He's going to get back up,
Come on,
turn
hit me.
towards
Swing
you.
at me. Swing at me.
Yeah. This was a really serious hit,
Swing
and
at me.
he's very scared. So he reaches into his jacket and he pulls out a pistol.
Oh, hell yes.
Oh.
And he is in up close to you. So as he fires, you can attempt to make a riposte or a dodge.
I would like to attempt to riposte.
Okay. So the
Can
pistol
I
comes
do
down.
it as... Can I try and do it as a fighting maneuver and to disarm him, or is it
Absolutely,
just damage?
you can. Yes,
Yeah, okay.
please go right
Can I
ahead.
use
Does
my
that mean you have
sword?
to
Yes, you
compare
can use your
builds?
sword.
Yeah, what's his
doing
build?
a
What's his build at?
His build is 1.
My build's at 1.
All right. Here we go.
Taste blade. Oh, actually, I won't roll the damage. I'll just roll the skill. How's that for?
Not good.
baby.
Okay, in which case, you swing out with your sword, but he is just a hair faster, and there is a loud crack as a bullet fires out and strikes into you, landing
man.
against your
Oh,
duster.
man. The only benefit is I no longer have a major wound, so I'm not
How
going
much
down.
health do you have?
Wouldn't you like to know? I have 3.
The damage is on the screen.
I have
You
3.
have 3?
I have
You
3
have
health
3?
remaining. I have 3 health after
Okay.
that. I was at 8.
Oh, okay.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, sorry. I was wondering that might have taken you out.
No.
So, Hugel, you were running. You hear the sound of a gunshot nearby, and suddenly you know what to do. Can you please make for me a dexterity check as you attempt to race over and get into the action?
Oh, rude.
All right, which means that you will arrive, but not in time to act this turn. You will arrive next turn. What is your dexterity, Hugel?
It's on the screen.
Oh, fantastic. Yes, it is,
60.
of course. 60. Okay. In which
Yeah, no.
case, you will arrive, and we will go straight back. You've been shot. You've been pierced, Renault. What would you like to do?
Stab him, this time with lethal intent.
Okay, please.
Also, good thing to note. Even the secret police can only shoot 1 shot every 4 rounds.
Thank goodness for that.
Yes.
I hope
also,
he spends
has
4 rounds reloading.
Also, he has his pistol out, so he cannot riposte, which means
Okay.
he's going to attempt to dodge.
I feel good about this. Hiya!
All right, and
Oh, man, is
you
that minimum
slash-
damage? It is a 1 on a D8 and a 1 on a D4.
You
Get that up
slash
here.
across his side, and he howls in pain and drops like a sack of potatoes because he's got a major wound. It's simply too much for him. He falls to the ground and collapses. He is unconscious.
Okay.
Hugel, you come around the corner just in time to see Renault thoroughly whack this guy to the ground. He tumbles in a pool
I
of blood.
straight up cut him as well. Like it was a
Yeah.
lethal
Oh, it looks like
swing.
the
I
man
was
is
trying
dead.
Yeah. I crouch over him and I feel for a pulse as quickly as I
Yeah,
can.
he's still breathing. He is unconscious.
Okay.
He's alive.
I don't think I've noticed Hugel coming just yet,
Yep.
so I'm grabbing his pistol and
Yep,
the shot
absolutely.
inside of his pocket, like I'm going
Please.
through his stuff.
You now have a pistol, and he's got a cudgel on him. If you should like it, but
Does
yeah,
the
you
police
have
have
a
a
shot.
badge that they go. What is it?
It's the uniform that they wear.
Okay.
They wouldn't have that. They wouldn't.
It's not like just like a hat I could have. It's the full kit.
It would be like a large like tricolor scarf kind of thing.
I love that.
All right, fantastic. You take that as the guy lies on the ground, kind of
I hope the blood was on the red bits.
Yep. And meanwhile, Hugel, do you have anything to add?
I think I see this, and like you're rifling through his pockets. I would probably like wait until you're finished with that, and then just be like
jam it in.
It'd be like, I hate to disturb you, but we should probably put this man in a corner somewhere and get him hidden. Eh?
If he's hidden, he's going to die. Leave him where he can be found.
Wait. Well, fine.
You can put him on the street outside the house where you know that people will be coming to see the fire soon, and then the two of you can vanish off into the night relatively easily.
Yes, I do not wish to waste time doing this.
Okay, fantastic. In which case you move the body quickly. Is there anything additional you would like to do, Renault? No? And
There is probably a pointed look of Hugel at Renault, at the bullet wound, back at Renault. Just like,
just taking a shot like it is nothing. Let me ask you, is your duster
doubled? I think
Okay.
I'm pretty screwed. I want 3 health.
yeah, I would be like, okay, we are going back to my house. You do not get to say in this matter, and I'm gonna go back under and scoop under him, and we're gonna like hobble / just fucking deal with it, yeah.
Okay,
shot me.
fantastic.
I can see that, you idiot. Why
Let
do
me
you
ask
keep
you
throwing yourself into problems right now, honestly.
Let me ask you this, Renault. Is your duster functionally a heavy leather coat?
I was gonna say I don't think it is, but going forward, I would like to add a little bit of padding. So if I could,
Yeah,
get
okay.
one, that'd be
Functionally,
good, yeah.
it can be a heavy leather coat from now on.
Yay, one
As you
armor.
go. One armor, exactly. You're safe. Now, meanwhile, Pressy, you begin to sprint through the streets. I would like you to make a Constitution check for me as we leap into a chase.
Da-na-na-na-na-na.
No.
Oh, that was cool. Fail.
All right.
can you
so,
push it?
What is your speed?
My speed.
Your movement speed?
Your mob.
Est.
It's in combat.
9. Nerf.
Okay, fantastic. So your speed falls to 8 because you have failed your Constitution roll. Would you like to spend luck?
31 points? I think not.
All right. In which case, the
What is
two
their movement speed? And do
police.
they-
All right, that
What?
guy fumbles.
Get.
That guy gets a hard success.
Wait, does he fumble with over 50?
No, you were right. It's not a fumble with over 50.
One off a
Yeah, good
fumble.
call. Good call.
Very good call.
I wasn't going to say anything.
Hey, look, I am still the person who knows the least about the rules in this game, and it's funny
All right.
to just confirm that my knowledge is correct. That's all I'm doing.
No, absolutely. So first of all, the one who fails falls behind. And you are able to like quickly just leave that one in the dust. But this fellow here is really, really going for it, running at top speed, and the two of you manage to head through. So with his movement speed now is equal to yours.
Yep.
So you start weaving through the streets, breaking out into the larger open areas. It's pitch black. It's the middle of the night, and there is yelling, and we are entering a chase. So first of all, it is really dark, and there's not really street lamps in Paris, and a lot of this chase is literally trying to orientate yourself. Can I get you to make a spot hidden check as you begin to rush through the night, literally just trying to find gaps, find pathways?
You surely can.
But before we go into this, may I just say, bon chance.
Merci.
Ah.
I have made your spot hidden in a hard manner.
All right, fantastic. So you are weaving and cutting through, darting through alleyways. This figure behind you is like going one way and then the next, and he's slowly beginning to fall like behind as you get a little bit further. You manage to get round one or two corners, and you realize that if you're actually getting to the point where you might be able to try and lose the guy, I'd like you to make a stealth check. And this secret person is going to contest that with a track check as he attempts to follow your path.
Oh,
That's good.
finally.
That's good.
Oh.
Okay,
That's how it's done.
it's not even close. You get around. This guy's lost. He's freeing, and you're sneaking away. Look, with that, you're already 2 points ahead of him. I think you're able to vanish directly off into the night, moving through, leaving this guy frantically scanning. The three of you, I presume, will reconvene somewhere. Oh, vanishing into the night again, 2 in a row. Perfect. I love it. Winning a chase. The three of you will reconvene. Would have you set a rally point? Would have you decided to go somewhere?
The top of the Eiffel Tower, which isn't built yet.
I don't know that we specified,
or
but
Gaucheta?
like, yeah, I don't know that we specified, but
Probably back to a girl's place.
I
Surely.
mean, you can assume, if you assume Hugel's, it will be correct.
Somewhere random in the
fantastic.
catacombs, we'll find each other in there.
Exactly.
We'll just wander until it hits.
Pick a random location.
Yeah.
In which case, about an hour later, the three of you will reconvene. You can see this, you could see for a while the smoke in the distance until the night properly shrouded it away. And now, in the deserted streets of late night Paris, the collection of you will reconvene outside Hugel's home.
How long was the chase? Because I was getting Renault back pretty quickly.
Yeah, but
yes,
I've
but
been
they would have
shot.
gone in a random
Yeah, that's
direction,
true.
and
That's fine.
yeah, it'll have been
All good.
about an hour, and you will reconvene there.
When
Right.
we see Pressy across, I'm like hunched up over Hugel. I just gesture to the window and go, "Shot."
Again. Have me get him upstairs.
All right.
God. You open up the door, and the three of you can limp upstairs, where you'll be able to rest and think.
I will. Can I first aid?
You absolutely can
Great.
first aid.
I
Make
feel
a first
like
aid check. Are you
fucking-
happy to be treated? Renault?
Yes, I'm trained in first aid as well. So if I can offer a bonus dice,
Absolutely. Take a bonus die.
Very good. I'm going to
I
be
just
like,
tear over the shirt.
you know that there's a part in like the Disney, like not with the gender role stuff, with Beauty and the Beast, where like she's just like, no, would you just fucking hold still? And he's like, it fucking hurts. And you're like, just that. I feel like that is very much what's happening right now. Just stop it. Stop moving. It makes it harder.
I nicked 2 bottles of wine or whatever from the thing. So I uncork wine. I just start slugging through it.
I would probably look at that and be like, if you were less hurt, I'd be advising against that. But right now, I think this is probably the good plan, because I'm going to get out a needle and thread.
Okay,
Cool.
fantastic.
It's gonna
Please.
not be fun. All right, let's do this.
Therese will lurk in the sort of
Oh,
nearby
yeah.
area.
No, I have a bonus. 47
Oh,
versus
very nice.
50.
Oh, good God.
I wanted the fumble, even though it wasn't one technically.
I think it's above 50, not 50 or above.
I think it's 50. I think it's 50
I
or
think
above.
it's 50? Okay. Anyway, all right, so you can heal a point, Renault.
Yep.
As
I'm
you
looking good.
as you sort of catch your breath coming out in ragged gasps. Therese will hover. She may have some questions. But you have the book. You have gained something. And with one more day wiped off your list, it is
better update
now
her.
June 4th.
Handy
We will
dandy.
call an end to the session there. But before I do, can I get a vague plan? What do you think you'll do next time?
Oh.
I mean, it's pretty
do-
heavily
do-
dependent on what's in the book, right?
Yeah, read the book and do the opposite of whatever it says. That's
Read
all
the
we
book
can
backwards. What's the opposite of
Ah.
Latin?
Oh no, actually what I will say, like as a thing is I'll turn to the other two and be like, so I may have skimmed the book. Pressy, we may need to ask for the assistance of your father. He speaks Latin, no?
do. Oui, I do a little bit, and I would rather not have him.
I feel like a man who is close to God has a better chance of not being corrupted by whatever this is not to say, Pressy, that I do not think you are an upstanding individual, but
No, you are right. After what I have seen, my mind is not what it used to be.
Pressy, what is your Latin skill, out of curiosity?
45?
This is well within your wheelhouse. If you would like to tail end the session, decide that you just want to take a brief look. Maybe your father can study it and get you some detailed information.
Yes.
But I can give you a little something.
I would at least like to know what it is I will bring to my father before.
I've got a few points in it if I could assist him. I've got 20
Absolutely.
in Latin.
I
enough
mean,
to be
you
like
are
on
also-
random words.
you are also currently in the process of getting stitched.
Yeah, but multitasking.
Multi,
And
you're
you're drunk.
Pressy is like sounding out words. And occasionally we'll say something wrong, and you'll croak like a correct pronunciation out from as you go. Look, fantastic. Can I get? Look, you all speak a little bit of Latin, and I think that I'm going to. I'll make a Latin check with a bonus die for me.
I would love to.
I'm gonna be more excited.
Oop.
Oh, there's no bonus die button. I'm just going to roll a d10. But, ooh,
Fantastic.
10.
Ooh, one off an
That's
extreme.
1 point off an extreme.
Absolutely phenomenal. In which case, I am going to give you a handout, and I'll get you to read it. And once we finish that,
Love a bloody
we will
handout.
end the session. Please read the following.
I would love to. We no longer do the Lord's work. The excesses of the... Do I need a Spanish accent? No, that's fine. The excesses of the Inquisition are a bloody continuation of Satan's own scheme to devote souls to the blackest of hells. An infernal expanse so benighted that it lies behind the stars and eclipses heaven itself. This nightless realm is the domain of the fallen angel Azatotl, a being of supreme evil, worshipped with blood sacrificed by the Aztecs. Should 10,000 souls be sacrificed to this terrible devil beyond the stars in the space of 1 year, cut open with a blade inscribed with that foul circular design, then Azatotl's hell of unending night shall open on earth. Heaven would be lost to us forever. Only music beyond even that of angels could exercise this greatest and supreme of all demons, greater than even Lucifer himself. If a martyr who has heard such music from beyond would offer himself up for sacrifice, even as did the Son upon the cross, only then would Azatotl be undone, and the fields of earth denied to him in his shame and unworthiness.
Pressy, you're gonna save the world by singing.
Well,
I wasn't
music,
gonna say anything.
Music
All
from
comes
beyond.
together.
And I will remind you all of, and as soon of course hearing this, it will come back to your characters as you fled the home of Fenalik. That first time you went to it, the single note of violin that drove you all to your knees. And as you met the second time, Hugel, the strange small man and the woman who was with him, who was yelling about the music that he refused to play.
Feline and
Bizet, right?
This I can't read my own writing. but-
Zan is his last name, anyway.
Zan, yeah, Beset
Yes.
and Zan.
The two of yes,
District.
the two of them, you may have to follow them down. And with that, the time approaches the Festival of Supreme Being, but this session draws to a close. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you,
Hot
Dave.
dog.
Thank you, Art. Thank you, Jackson.
Thank you, Jackson.
Thank you, Jim.
Jimbo.
Yes, once again, thank you to Sirenscape, to Roll20, and to Web Captioner, tools which we use to improve our game. Remember to pick up Reign of Terror at chaosium.com, and we'll see you next week. Thank you very much.
Boy,
Outstanding.
howdy.